Hey guys, welcome back to Carsoni Memes. Today we are going to be predicting the New York Jets 2020 record this season. Alright, let me get it. You can see all the games. And let me just tell you, I am not a big fan of Sam Darnold, the Jets. I'll talk about why, of course. I'm not just going to say I don't like them and give them a 1-16. And I have no doubt they'll win some games, but look at the schedule. Bills, 49ers, Colts, they never really catch a break. They're constantly playing pretty hard teams. They play the Dolphins twice. I wouldn't be surprised to see this team go 1-15. In my opinion, Sam Darnold is just the worst. Literally, my quarterback rankings video that I did, I guess at this point it's been a month now, I had him dead last. And right now, I don't really think he's still dead last. Now, as I've gone through, he's he's gotten better in my mind. I don't think that he is as bad as I once thought that he was. And also, his wide receiver unit isn't helping him. They got Denzel Mims, but really, unless he becomes a superstar and takes over this whole team and they start leaning on him for everything, then this offense is going to be pretty bad. Le'Veon Bell, way past his prime. He's not a bad running back. He's pretty much average. So really, it's going to be heavily on Le'Veon Bell and possibly Denzel Mims, just handing them the ball like crazy. The defensive line and linebackers are not very good. Their cornerbacks are pretty average, but if Jamal Adams, which I guess it's old news now, but if he gets what he wants and he gets out of there, which we're as he's still on the team, we are going to act like that he's still on the team all the way up until week 17, then their cornerbacks would be terrible. It's really all about Jamal Adams, hoping that Le'Veon Bell steps it up. And Jamal Adams isn't even the best. There's a reason they're just average. He's not a Stephon Gilmore kind of guy. He's just he's a pretty good cornerback. He's noticeable. Like Le'Veon Bell, he is their passing game is going to be terrible this year, like I said, unless Denzel Mims takes off. But anyways, let's get into actually predicting this thing. That's what you click on the video to see. And at this point, you probably already clicked off. All right, can I go a bit lower? Yes, I can. All right, so in week 1, I go against the Bills, who in my second power rankings video, I had them number 1 in the entire league. And I'm still kind of standing by that. I feel like that they just have one of the best offenses and one of the best defenses. I feel like, unless the Jets go way, way, way past my expectations, I don't think this game could even be close. Hand this one over to the Bills. They play them twice, which is just terrible. This chair is creaking. Week 2 against the 49ers, their first home game, home opener. If they play as bad as I think they will in week 1, then any of the fans that are going to be in week 2 are not going to be very happy. Again, the 49ers just went to the Super Bowl, and they have a freaking good offense. I've already predicted their videos. Oh, wrong. All right, and just so you know, any team from the AFC West or NFC West, I've already picked those games. So, I know everything, but I'm still going to talk about them. All right, so in week 3, they go up against the Colts, who now have Phillip Rivers. And now Phillip Rivers goes from the Chargers, and he goes to the Colts, who, in my opinion, have more weapons for him. They have a better defense. Like I said, unless the Jets take a huge step up, the Colts win this one. Jets fans, I kind of see you guys as a team, like the Miami Dolphins of last year. People saw them, they're like, oh, we kind of get a second bye week. Not to mention all this, you got a terrible schedule, and you've got a week 11 bye week. At week 11, you know if you're going to be fighting for a playoff spot, if you're in the playoffs, or if you're not going to be in the playoffs. I don't know why you would have a week 11 spot. You want to have it in week 8, so it's all right, guys, we need it. We still have a chance. Week 4, this is the first game at home on Thursday night that I think will be a very close game. I think they will be battling it out, but I just believe in Drew Lock more than I believe in Sam Darnold. I feel like they do have a better team around Drew Lock. And I just feel like at this point right now, the Broncos are a better team. So definitely could go to the Jets. We'll see that at the end of this. I'm going to do worst case and best case scenario. Probably already figured it out. The worst case is probably going to be 0-16. But we'll see. Then in week 5 against the Cardinals. I don't know what that popping sound is, but it's probably not going to stop. Anyway, so against the Cardinals, who have an outstanding offense. Kyler Murray this is another game that I could see the Jets, as they are now, possibly pulling out a stunner against the Cardinals. But as I see it right now, the Cardinals are just going to win this game. They're 0-5. People are talking about how they're already out of the freaking picture. I'm kind of agreeing with them. Week 6 against the Chargers. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is when Herbert gets his first start, because as we've seen, if they play like this, like I expect them to against teams like the Broncos and the Cardinals, then the Chargers with Herbert, this will be a pretty even game. I could, like, with Herbert starts here in week 6, then this would be a very close game. But I still think that Herbert's got more weapons. I know I said the Colts have more weapons than the freaking Chargers. But again, Chargers win this one pretty easily. And I've already said I don't think that they can split with the Bills. I mean, they're just so far above them. 0-7, and then the Super Bowl winners of last year. I mean, you've got the amazing offense. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. It's insane. I don't know how in the heck the Jets could even score any points. This will be an insane blowout. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, maybe against the Bills, 49ers, Chiefs, they play the Bills twice. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these games is a blowout. I mean, not a blowout, a shutout. Week 9 against the Patriots. This is really tough game. Not really tough. I mean, it's just Monday night game at home for the Jets. That's going to have a lot of fans there cheering on the Jets, rooting for them. But I still think the Patriots' offense is just so amazing. And you know what? I'm going to have them splitting with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a team that really is in a transition year. They're going to get Tagovailoa out there, and he's going to play some games, and they might win a few, but they're not going to win that many. Kind of like the Washington No Names of last year. So now they're 1-10. Really, they just, at this point, they're kind of like the Bengals. They went their first 10 games without winning a game, and then they managed to win one coming off their bye week at home. Everyone's cheering for them. They go against the Las Vegas Raiders. I almost just called them the Las Raiders Vegas. But, again, you see the difference between these two teams. I just feel like, again, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, these three teams, they're kind of on the same level. And, well, not, I just feel like they're going to lose these games. Week 16, going up against the Browns. They were 1-13. They need to, they need to do something. They've got to prove that they can win games. Because if you go 1-15, nobody's going to want to sign with you. That's another thing. You can tank, but whenever in the free agency, no matter how much you pay them, no one's going to want to go to a team that 1-15 and is not looking any better. So in week 16 against Cleveland, I'm still going to give this one to Cleveland, but I feel like the Jets could make it very close. And in week 17, I'm going to kind of let them do what the Dolphins did last year, and I'm going to give them a win at the end, possibly knocking the Patriots off the top and possibly keeping them out of the playoffs. So, I mean, they've got those two games. So, yeah, after their bye week, they go 2-4. 1-7 at home, 1-7 away. I feel a little harsh doing this, but it's not because it's mainly not their fault. They play like Bills, 49ers. They play the Bills twice, of course. They play the Patriots twice. They play the Chiefs. They play the Colts. They play The Seahawks. I mean, So let me go ahead and do worst case scenario. Wait, actually, their worst case scenario is 1-15. Okay, that's their worst case scenario. I'm gonna give it to them in week 12 against Miami. That is a game that I think that they definitely win. Okay. Now, best case scenario. Their best case scenario is they sweep Miami and they win these 2 games. And maybe they could pull it out against the Colts. Nah, there's no way. All right. Actually, I'm going to give them, in their best case scenario, this is what it looks like. No. This is what it looks like. 6-10. So from 1-15 to 6-10 is how far I'm willing to go. I mean, I gave them this one, so I'll say 7-9 is as far as I'll go, because they could pull out a win against Las Vegas. But all the rest of these games, I do not see them ever winning. So, yeah, so the best that I think they can do is 7-9. If you're a Jets fan, go ahead and let me know how wrong I am. So yeah, 2-14 is what I honestly think that they will be, but I think they'll get better. I think they'll draft either weapons for Darnold or a replacement for Darnold. They really need to help him out there. If you're a Jets fan and you don't like this one, you can go to playoffpredictors.com and then send it to me either on Instagram or on Twitter. I don't post on either of those that often, but they're there. Links are in the description. I don't know what I'll do. Also, I have a Patreon. If you're a Jets fan, you probably don't want to support me, but I'm trying to start a podcast where I can do more NFL content that I don't have to create. Well, I guess I'll have to create it, but like I could just sit there and talk about football for like 1 day a week. I don't know. I wouldn't do that often, but I just need a lot of money so that I can get microphones and hosting and headphones to go with it, because I don't have a job. I'm still in school. All right. Go ahead, subscribe if you want to see my other terrible takes. Or not terrible takes, but I'm sure my unpopular opinions. I believe in this stuff. So, thank you for watching this all the way through. Let me know how wrong I am. Like the video, and I'll see you later.